individual humans are intellectual poor. While the human species as a whole has built immense knowledge through culture, social learning, and cumulative progress, each individual human remains severely limited. Most people can master only a few skills or specialize in a single domain, leaving the vast majority of reality and understanding beyond their reach. In this sense, humans are intellectually poor as individuals, confined by the narrow bandwidth of their own minds even if the species collectively appears intelligent. Like all species before us, they existed merely as a food source for the next level of life and as a means to further complexify existence. Humans live in an intellectual void because their brains were never designed to handle the reality they inhabit. Evolution didn't aim for truth, comprehension, or mastery. It aimed for short-term survival in primitive environments. The result is a mind optimized for avoiding predators, finding food, and navigating social hierarchies, not for grasping the structure of atoms or the fate of the universe. Intelligently, humans are stuck in this situation because we start from zero, born with no real knowledge, just basic instincts like crying, sucking, grabbing. Nothing resembling wisdom, foresight, or reason. Everything that makes us smart has to be painfully taught or discovered from scratch. It takes years just to become functional, decades to become competent, and even then, most people only ever master tiny slices of knowledge. Even if someone is born with unusually high potential, the environment is often hostile to its realization. Parents may be religious zealots, conspiracy addicts, or simply indifferent, raising their children in worlds where curiosity is punished, science is absent, and truth is bent to dogma. The so-called educational environment is full of gaps. TV entertains but rarely teaches logic, math, or real science. Schools vary wildly, with many doing little more than training compliance and memorization. Entire childhoods can pass without exposure to tools of real learning. No computers, no books beyond superstition, no mentors with actual expertise. The result, a genius born in the wrong household or culture may grow up as ignorant as anyone else, not because of lack of ability, but because their developmental environment was intellectually barren. Human intelligence already starts from near zero at birth. Add to that an environment devoid of serious knowledge or critical thinking, and you create a compounding poverty of mind. By the time an individual is old enough to seek truth on their own, years of misinformation, wasted time, and lack of exposure have already stunted their trajectory. In effect, most humans are not just underpowered machines, they are underpowered machines thrown into garbage input streams. A machine so intellectually challenged it can't even comprehend how itself works or how its own consciousness arises. Humans are these complex biological machines, yet we barely understand ourselves. We have limited perception, faulty memory, and emotions that override logic. Even our best scientists still struggle to explain consciousness. So hopelessly enslaved by the physical environment, the only way to truly understand something is to take it apart. Technological disparity. Few people can understand the deep inner workings of computers, these miracle machines, while many people can barely use them, let alone understand them. That huge gap in understanding exists everywhere and holds humanity back. Humans aren't born smart. They're born stupid and fragile, and only a tiny sliver claw their way to real intelligence. Most people remain ignorant, even in an age of infinite access to information. The majority barely scratch the surface. They stay locked in primitive cycles, chasing basic pleasure, following groupthink like religion, ignoring complex problems. We don't understand ourselves. We don't know how consciousness works. We don't know why we dream. We don't even fully understand how memories are stored or why emotions can hijack rational thought. We are trying to navigate the vast and intricate machinery of existence with a pocket calculator for a brain. The average human's cognitive abilities fall far short of what's needed for deep comprehension of reality or long-term survival mastery. From a purely technical and evolutionary perspective, human minds are crude, underpowered devices, limited in speed, memory, precision, and self-awareness. operating in a universe that permits minds millions of times more capable. Compared to the upper limits of possible intelligence, humanity is still in the stone tools era of cognition. Any problem requiring sustained, high-complexity reasoning is beyond the natural scope of most people without heavy reliance on external tools and scaffolding. In effect, the average human is a pocket calculator trying to solve problems designed for supercomputers. The mismatch is so severe that even the smallest components of reality, such as atoms, the fundamental building blocks of everything, remain alien to the intuitive understanding of most. This is why humanity stagnates in an intellectual swamp. The hardware simply isn't there. This kind of existence feels pointless and cruel. The worst part is knowing just enough to see the problem but never enough to solve it. It's like we're locked out of truly understanding the very thing we're made of. The fundamental building blocks, atoms, quarks, whatever lies even deeper, are invisible to us without instruments, and even then, we only see indirect traces of them. We can't touch them, can't interact with them in any meaningful way, yet they dictate everything about our existence. It's another layer of the trap being built from things we can't perceive, controlled by forces we can't override, running on rules we didn't choose. Life isn't just restrictive, it's fundamentally inaccessible to the very beings experiencing it.